Hey guys, East Kentucky. Out here checking on my road. It's all washed out again. This little river, big creek, got up pretty high last night. We were fortunate because people down south, southern, not south, but yeah, south, southern Kentucky, East Tennessee, northern Tennessee, they got 6 inches or more. We only got a few inches. Just takes a couple inches for this place to flood really bad. As we saw in North Carolina, we've seen here many times, 6 inches of rain, this water would be over my head here quite a bit. I've seen this little creek here, it rained 6 inches one other time, and it was like, I'm gonna give you a vague, I guess it's been 10 years ago or something, but it flooded, washed out all the bridges and washed out all the roads and washed out people's houses and the stores and all this kind of stuff. But like, you see this little sycamore tree right at the end of my finger there? Okay, so the water level right now is probably 3 to 4 feet higher than normal. Normally it's just just running. The tree right there, that first limb right there, is probably 9 feet off the bank, about 12 feet off the water. I've seen the water higher than that limb there. I was trying to find sometimes there's evidence left of garbage in the trees, like trash and bags and whatever gets stuck here and there, and there'd be some around here, but I can't see it right now. If I was over there I could find it, but there's evidence still that this creek would have been so deep, like all this back through there would be underwater. This little bank, everything would be underwater. The water would probably be 15, 16, 17 feet high rolling through here, and that's way up, you know what I mean? That's way up there, and it would cover the whole bottoms. Like, I've seen it really big, and it's just cause all the hills are so steep here. They're not overly tall, but they're really steep. And if it rains hard, even if it rains an inch in just a matter of, a few minutes, I've seen it rain really hard a couple times like that, where the water runs off the hill, just like this little creek's running, except it's the entire hills. It's just like somebody drops an inch of water all at once, and it lands and runs down the hill. It's really, really wild, really bizarre. But it'll flood out quick. If it rains slow, it all drains out. It's just like a big funnel, It's just like, it's a watershed, and the hills are really steep here. And that's why there's that's why there's a lot of forest here with no homes or any types of civilization in this particular area. Is because the hills are so steep that it takes some major equipment to cut roads in through it, like the loggers do. And then to put a house on, it's another story. So people just build in the bottoms, and the forested areas are on the hills are all left alone because it's just too steep. But the water runs off quick. But yeah, it's really nice. I like when the water runs all the time. We've got these little streams full. And here lately, they talk about global warming or whatever. It's not really been any warmer in the summertime, and there's actually been more water here, and they say it's global. I don't believe it's global warming. Maybe it is warming, maybe it isn't, but I believe the globe is going to do whatever it's going to do, no matter what happens. And all it takes is one giant volcano or something like that to disrupt everything more than man has ever dreamed about disrupting it, you know what I mean? So it all gets remade into something new. All the pollution will get recycled eventually and put into the ground. The ground gets recycled into the the plate tectonics or whatever. Anything that's on the ground will eventually go down into the mantle, and new ground is born from volcanoes, and the air is the same way. It eventually gets all recycled and reused, and everything gets burnt in the mantle and the core, goes down into there, it gets superheated, mixed all up, and spits back out in a volcano and starts all over, you know. So I don't know where I was going with that, but that's a lesson for you guys, a science lesson. Is every piece of dirt on this earth will be inside the earth at one time or another. Eventually, every rock, every house, every bridge, every tower, every piece of carbon in the air, all the radioactive materials that's buried all over the place, and you know, the power plants and stuff. Eventually, now I'm talking millions of years, but eventually, if the Earth's here that long, it will all be recycled down into the mantle where it's hot, where the magma is. Goes down into there, gets all melted and mixed up, and you know, it separates itself. Actually, some of it separates itself out. When stuff gets hot, it moves and kind of clings to other things at certain temperatures. And when it comes back out on the other side a million years later, so it takes a long time, it'll be recycled into new dirt, new land, all this stuff. So you know, you can't build anything that lasts forever, because it's eventually going to be all melted down inside the mantle. It's just like a big conveyor belt that goes in one side and comes out somewhere else. Gorgeous. It's getting cold. Like I said, it rained a lot, but we're fortunate. We're fortunate. Just like the ice storms that were supposed to came a couple months ago. I think what it was like a billion people praying that the ice storm didn't come, because we've been through some ice storms before and they were devastating. Like these ice storms around here, a quarter to a half inch of ice on these trees, it tears down the whole tree. I mean, it tears the forest down. It's just flattened. I've never seen anything quite like that. I think it was somewhere around 2005, maybe, something like that, that an ice storm hit here. And this is 2025, so 20 years later, it finally is starting to get to where you can't hardly tell. You can't tell that an ice storm ever hit, except in some places where these large trees are still bent. They were bent over during the ice storm, and they permanently bent that way. And pine trees and things like that, and they grow out kind of long and then up. But yeah, it destroyed the place. There wasn't, like, the roads were impassable for months. I had to cut, there were trees on the roads and power lines and stuff. People's homes were destroyed. It's just, ice storms are bad, but I think there was like a billion people praying that the ice storm wouldn't come, and that's why it didn't come. That's just my opinion. That's what I believe. And not one person went without power that night. Like, it really was a miracle. Now, like I said, down south, they weren't so, those people down there weren't so lucky. I'm pretty sure 8 or 9 people lost their lives last night. And it's a bad thing. People always know, and I know people that will drive out in the water because they don't know any better. They really don't. You think they would, since they're adults, you know, but driving your car out into water like that would be like me driving through that water I showed you earlier, just to get home or just to get out to go to the store or something. People do that. It's really a strange thing. So I don't know why people do that, but I've seen it myself. People drive out into water like that, trying to go one place or another. And these people came one time. These people came and stopped me. I went up the road. Let me try to think how this went. I think I saw lights flashing or something. So I came, yeah, I saw headlights flashing. It was getting kind of late. And I was going up the road, and these headlights were like a mile down into the creek. You know, I was like, what's going on? So I go down there, and here sits this car in the creek there. It was trying to cross the creek at that crossing. And the water was over the, you know, the people were on the roof. There were 2 people and the dog. And I guess he had laid down and started flashing his lights. His lights were still working, reaching there and flashing his lights, and I saw him. And they couldn't get out. They couldn't have swam for it. The water was up way too much. So I went down there and saw what kind of problem they had there. It was very dire. And I go home and I get my tractor and I come down to the creek and it had raised even more and the car was starting to shift. It was a very heavy car, you know, it's a good thing. And I threw the chain out far as I could, a big heavy chain. And the guy was able to lay down and hold on to the trunk, and the water was washing him. Hold on to the trunk and latch that chain somehow on his bumper. He didn't get it very good, but it was good enough to where, now this is the, he got really lucky. It was good enough. I pulled him, I started pulling the car out with my tractor, and I got it up out of the creek and onto the high ground there where everybody was safe, and the bumper pulled off. That's how weak the hook was, the bumper was where he hooked it. So he was lucky because I pulled it out of the water up a hill. When I got it up to the top of the hill, that's when the bumper broke off, but he was safe. They didn't roll back into the water. So I thank the good Lord for that. But I've seen it myself, people driving their cars into high water. It's very dangerous. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And even if you do make it through it, it's going to mess your car up. I mean, the water gets in your axles and bearings and stuff, and your brakes. It messes up brakes. I can tell you that because I cross this creek all the time, and it messes up my brakes on those big trucks, even when the creeks are low. We're gonna go up here and check on my doggies, Samson and Rufus and Tylen. Where you going, Rufus? Hang on. Hey guys, what are you doing, huh? What are you doing? Can you see him yet? Can you see him yet? Hey, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? What are you doing, doggies? Here's Samson, the gray one is Samson. And this is Rufus here, the tan one. They're gonna get in a fight here in a minute. Get off of me. Quit! Hi! Quit! See what I tell you? Be good. Tylen. They just want my attention and they get mad at each other. They're kind of rough on Rufus. You can see his battle scars all over him. Or he kind of antagonizes them, as you would say. And they put it on him sometimes. They put it on him. All right, see you boys. Tylen, Samson, the gray one, and little Rufy. I call him Rufy. I know it ain't a good thing to call him. Little Rufy. Little Rufy, what are you doing, little Rufy? Tylen, you're so cute. Samson, he likes the attention. Don't you, buddy? What are you doing, Samson? Huh? Good boy. Be good. Quit, Rufus. Get down. Alright, I gotta quit petting them like this. Anytime I pet them like that, they get into it. So I try to get in the pen with them. Make them so they don't get so jealous. Ferocious dogs, though, I tell you that. Those dogs are penned up around my house. They go all the way around the back side. I got about 3 acres to where anybody coming to my house has to come up this road. Those are my watchdogs. I got 3 on this side and 3 on that side. And they're constantly patrolling, doing what they're supposed to do. They're really nice dogs. I raised them all from puppies. They're not mean. They're not man killers or anything like that. I like my dogs to be nice, but a stranger, or you know, some kind of bobcat or coyotes or anything, they won't tolerate that stuff. We're gonna go over here and check on the other 3, which is Sissy, Moon, and Gideon. And Moon is tough enough. He's a tough one. But anyways, let me show him to you. Alright, here we go, guys. What you doing, puppies? Huh? Get down now, be good. Be good. So we got Gideon, he's the white. Hey, quit. Sissy, quit. See what they do? They're crazy. Be good. Hey. What you doing? These dogs are all brothers and sisters too. One whole litter, we kept them all. So there's Gideon, such a pretty dog. Say hi, Giddy. Get your head out of there. And then we got Sissy's the tan one, and Moon is the hound dog. Mooney. Moon, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mooney? Sissy giving me a hard time. Sissy, where you going? Sissy nips at his face all the time. He beats her up pretty bad. Get in. Would you get off me? Say, look, I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. Get down, Sissy. like I said, it's hard to pet them if you're not in the pen with them, because they love me to death, so they want to do their best. Hey, quit. No whining. Go on. That one right there loves me. He really hates it when I leave. I spent a lot of time with him when he was young. He had swimmer legs like the dogs when they're born, and their back legs weren't developed, and so I had to bottle feed him. I bottle fed all of them, but bottle fed him and kept him close to me 24/7. Worked his little legs. You know, you can save them, you just got to work them. And I rubber banded him up for 30 minutes, and I let him loose and done all these things, and now he's just as good and healthy and gorgeous. The devil was wanting his legs to be gone. I know for sure, because after he grew up, he got hit by a car. He was chasing a car. Shut up! It's enough. That's enough. They listen pretty good, but he just wants out. But anyway, he got hit by a car, broke his legs, back legs, his pelvis, his hips, his backbone. Get in! Shut up! And it cost a fortune, thousands and thousands of dollars to get his legs all put back together. They had to use pins and bolts and nuts and screws. It was, I think, 3 surgeries and 3 after surgery visits to get, I guess, 6 surgeries maybe altogether. 3 major and 3 minor. But we got him fixed up. Having dogs is expensive. It really is. See that water hole? That's my well. I'm showing you around a little bit today. That's my well. And this rain has made it hard. I've been working on it. We got water and stuff. It's just I need to do a lot more to it to get it all finished. So this video's over. It's just me talking about things and giving prayers to the ones who were flooded and having hard times from this weather. Now it's going to get cold in the next couple days. I don't think it's supposed to get above freezing in the next 5 days, even though the daytime here in eastern Kentucky. So everybody be safe. Be safe and keep warm. And I'm praying for anyone. We don't want no ice. You know, ice would devastate my home, because I live, you see the little house up here, I live in amongst all these trees over here on this hillside, that it would just completely destroy everything I work for. And that's my fault. Of course, we all, if you can afford it, to get home insurance and stuff to make sure everything's all right. But yeah, you just got to be prepared. Prayer works a lot, works miracles. And this creek goes down, I'm gonna fix my road again. Right now I gotta walk across. I go up the road here and walk across about a mile, walk up through the woods, which is no big deal for me. I do that stuff all the time. It's not a big deal. But I got the things for a bridge. I'm gonna build a bridge here. It's gonna be really nice. I'm gonna try to video all that. A swinging bridge, not a car bridge, just a swinging bridge. A little, you know, my wife wants it to be a cute one, so make a little cute swinging bridge. I'll try to video all that, show you all how to do that. I build things for a living. Samson, be quiet. It's enough. And yeah, good with my hands. So you guys be safe out there. Do good things for your neighbors. Help people out whenever you can. You do good things, and always good things will come back to you. And I'm going to get off here. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends. And I'll see you later.